Okay, great stuff. Well, thanks everybody for joining. I felt we were due an AMA. I think it's 2-3 weeks since our last one. The goal is to run them weekly. The only reason we haven't had them for the last couple of weeks is just we've been very busy working on the next wave of updates, which ties in nicely with why I wanted to call this AMA today, because we both wanted to give a chance to the community to ask any questions that you have and keep in touch. But there's a few things that we've been working on that are pretty much complete that we're going to tell you guys about, that we're really excited about. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send out an announcement that basically gives you a summary of some of the stuff that we've been working on and will be delivering. Some of it has already been delivered, and you can see, or there's things that will be delivered next week, hopefully Monday, but at some stage next week they will actually go live, and we're just in testing. So I've just sent the announcement, and then I'll walk you guys through it and you can see what we're up to. So there's 3 main things that I want to get you guys up to speed on that we've been working on. And then there's one thing at the end of the AMA that I'll let you guys into, which is pretty exciting as well. I want to make that an exclusive for being on the AMA. So first and foremost, we've launched an amazing new function. So we've actually built a lottery for the project. So within our contract, there's now going to be an automatic lottery function, which we refer to as the burn lottery. That's going to go live next week. And how it works is every time you purchase HODL, as long as you meet the threshold, which we're initially setting at 10 billion tokens, which is about $35, I believe, then you will automatically receive a lottery ticket and you'll be entered into the draw. To qualify, that purchase needs to be made through PancakeSwap. And what we're doing is it's going to be actually collecting 1% of every transaction. So every single transaction that comes in, whether that's a buy, sell, or transfer, 1% of that and the tokens that that's worth will go into the lottery pool. The lottery pool will then give tickets to everybody who meets the criteria. And then in our Telegram group, it will announce every time the draw is made who's the winner. The winner will receive 70% of the accumulated tokens in the lottery fund, and the remaining 30% will go to our burn address, which is going to make our project even more deflationary. So by that sense, everybody wins. There's going to be additional burning going on because of our lottery, hence why it's called the burn lottery. And the winner will get a 70% of all the tokens accumulated from all of the transactions made, which is 1% of buy, sells, and transfers. So it could be pretty significant wins for people. It's also really cool because out in the front, of Telegram, you'll actually see who's won tickets, who's eligible, and it'll get really fun and you can buy tickets and so on. We're also planning at stage 2 to have that promoted on our website, so you'll actually see the live draws and if your tickets win, etc. So that's the first thing that we're going to be delivering over this next week. We've built it, we're just in final stage testing, but we're going to have an automated lottery within our contract. So very excited about that. It's going to be super fun and add a load of buy pressure, whilst also making our project more aggressively deflationary. So that's update 1. The second update, we've just ran a manual burn of 2.5 trillion HODL tokens. So I've included in the announcement the link. If you click through, it will take you to the actual transaction where you can see the deployer sent 2.5 trillion HODL tokens to the burn address. If you were to go and visit that burn address, you'll now see that it holds 270 trillion HODL tokens. So we broke 270. That's 27% of our maximum supply. Now, why this is really important and really exciting is because our project is hyper deflationary. So what does that mean? Basically, when the project started, 1 quadrillion tokens were minted, and that's the maximum amount of tokens that could ever exist. Currently, of that 1 quadrillion tokens, 270 trillion are now in the burn address. Every time there's a transaction, whether that's a buy, sell, or transfer, reflections go out to all holders. But the way our contract is built is it deliberately sends to the burn address the reflections it's eligible for. So given that our contract and our maximum supply is 1 quadrillion and the burn address has 270 trillion currently and growing, that means every transaction where there's reflections, 27% of those reflections get burned, because that's the size of the burn wallet against the maximum supply. It holds 27% of the tokens currently. So by giving it this boost, it's going to be pulling in more tokens from reflections, which means more tokens get burned. which means the burn address grows, which means it pulls in more tokens. So it's a real machine for burning, and it's hyper deflationary. So we've done a manual burn to get that over 270 trillion and do a nice burn for the community, but that's going to be dragging in more tokens. And that ties in with the third point. We're going to be updating our transaction taxes. So at the moment, we find that we're highly competitive as a BNB reward token. Typically, reward tokens operate between anywhere from 2 up to 10% on taxes goes to the reward pool. So we're very competitive there. However, we want to accommodate this new burn lottery, and we've also, looking at the stats and looking at the claims and looking at the enhancements we've made to the reward pool, plus the fact that we're now feeding in significant funds from the NFT sales, we're in a position to actually increase reflections and ever so slightly reduce the BNB reward pool percentage whilst maintaining our being highly competitive. So the new transaction tax model is 5% BNB rewards, 2% to reflections, 2% as is to liquidity, and 1% to the new burn lottery. The new burn lottery is replacing the marketing, and I explain how we've achieved that. And the reflections are bumped up, and the BNB reward comes down slightly due to that. But the benefit there of you all getting more tokens is that the value of the tokens have the potential to skyrocket, but also in holding more tokens, you get a bigger percentage of the reward pool. So it's a massive win for investors of all shapes and sizes and gives even more reason to hold HODL token. On top of that, we're now a real force to be reckoned with, both within the category of reflections, as we're now at 2%, but also we're a heavily deflationary token with these updates. So now, with the reflections and the growth in the burn wallet and the lottery, 0.6% of all transactions will be burned. That's up from 0.25%. So it's more than doubled how much we're going to start burning automatically. There's a link in the announcement which will take you to a news piece where you can see more information around these changes. And the lottery and the enhanced transaction taxes will go live together. We estimate that will be either Monday or towards the end of the week, but we'll share an announcement when both are live. So I'm going to break there. You can obviously see the announcement, see the news, and we'll open up the floor to anyone on the team if you've got any questions or thoughts, and then we'll move into an AMA before delivering one more update. Thanks, guys. So Ken, shippers, and anyone on the team, do you have anything first, and then we'll open up for the AMA?
No, really. Everything's going well, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, things are definitely happening. You could tell by the chart. You could tell by the activity. You could tell by the positivity in the room. Adam has done just a stellar, over-the-top, amazing job. I mean, we had a 48-hour flash sale last weekend. We had an NFT sale right after that. We're doing really well. The pieces of the puzzle are amazing, fitting together amazingly, right? This restructure that's being covered right now is quite amazing when you think about it. If you think about, well, from 1% to 2%, that doesn't sound like much, but it's double, right? Simple math. So again, hats off to Adam. The guy doesn't sleep. I don't know how he functions as a human being, but he keeps going. So let's support. I know we say this all the time when you see tweets or whatever, and people share their tweets in the main chat. If you've got a Twitter, man, just hit it up and comment HODL, hashtag HODL, the hashtag, or $ HODL, and just hit it, and just share it. You don't have to post a whole wall of information like some of us, but just help, because every bit helps. We're still trending. I think we're still top 10 trending, like across everything. And the other day I saw that we were the top #1 trending cryptocurrency, right? That's amazing. Not just in DeFi and not just in a meme coin and not just in this, and we are the top #1 trending project, which, think about that, that'll gain traction. But anyway, just help where you can, have some fun, buy some more, stay put, and let's grow as a family. That's all I got.
That's Ken. Okay. So shippers, do you have anything, or should we? I don't know who else is on the call in the team, but if not, I see we've got Chris on the call as well from the team.
No, everybody just keep doing what they're doing, is all I say. We've been smashing the socials ever since we've started smashing Twitter up properly. Things have went right, so it's obviously doing its job. So if everybody can just keep doing that, voting, sharing, liking, commenting, hashtags, just keep doing what we're doing. That's all I can say. At the end of the day, the product's there now. We just need to show the world.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely spot on with that. Okay, right. So let's open up the floor then. So does anybody want to ask any questions and then we'll move on to an announcement after the AMA. So yeah, if anyone wants to raise their hand, we can unmute you if muting's in place, and you can fire any question that you've got.
Hey, Adam, I got a quick question. Is there going to be, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're right.
Okay, great. Is there going to be any marketing transactions from the new transaction fees? Is there going to be any fees for marketing?
Yeah, so basically, it's a bit of an ongoing battle. I've put in many hours kind of over the last however many months thinking about how to best structure the transaction taxes to deliver as much as we can whilst keeping it 10%. And I think it's covered certainly on the website of more of a breakdown. But what we're effectively doing is in the core transaction taxes, so in the core on-chain transaction taxes that occur, we've effectively gone from our investors getting 7% of each transaction. 6 of that is B&B rewards and 1% reflections. That's 7%. To keeping 7%, but in a slightly different format. So now reflections have doubled, which is great for the burn address because that gets reflections too. And you increase your holdings, you get more tokens. It's great for small investors. The B&B rewards is still strong at 5%, and adding in the burn lottery. So in effect, that's another advantage to the community and to investors and people buying. So of the 10%, 8% is effectively for our investment community. And the way we've managed to achieve that is we've transparently set up and can kind of like provide information to the community on this. But the marketing address now has a allocation of tokens, 25 trillion tokens, and it's going to be able to draw B&B rewards from that pool of tokens to use solely for marketing. So the benefit there is that effectively by doing it that way, we've brought in a new powerful transaction tax that will increase buyer pressure on the front end, yet we're retaining the marketing fund's ability to access some B&B to spend on marketing because we know how critical that is on the back end. But we're also putting, if we can, we're going to lock those tokens up so they'll be out of circulation, which further drives down our circulating supply. So it seems in a way like a small change, but it brings a lot of value to our ecosystem. And I think both the project and our investment community will be better off as a result.
That's fantastic. One more question. For the lottery, how often is that going to pay out, like on a weekly or monthly basis, or is that planned yet?
Yes, so I didn't want to go into too many of the specifics how the announcement, but we can have a little chat about that now. I guess that's the benefit of these AMAs. We can go under the bonnet a bit more. So basically, how it works is a qualifying transaction. So what is a qualifying transaction? Well, when the function is live, that's going to be placed at 10 million tokens, around $35 at the current price. We have that's a dynamic input, so we're able to increase or decrease that value as the value of those tokens change. But that's where we're setting it at present. You then have the ability to define a win ratio. So the win ratio is going to be set to 5%. So if you hold a ticket, you've got a chance of winning. What then happens is if you're eligible to win a ticket is allocated to the, and that's sent out via the bot in Telegram. So in Telegram, there'll be every time new people are added to the lottery, they will be assigned a ticket if they qualify, and you'll see it in Telegram. And every fifth ticket that's produced triggers a request to chain link to do a generation check, which is the best and securest way to do it. But there is a cost to that, so we're doing it on every fifth ticket that's produced, and it will look for against the ticket generated winner at a win ratio of 5%. So imagine after 5 tickets are made, it will try and look for a winner, and you'll have 5 tickets with a 5% chance of winning. If they win, the winners, if they add the tokens, are automatically sent. If they don't, it moves on to producing the next 5 tickets until a winner is called. The way it works is 1% of every single transaction, whether it's a buy, sell, or transfer, the tokens from that, the HODL tokens, go to a pool. Then 70% of those that get accumulated will go to the winner of the lottery, and the remaining 30% will be sent to the burn wallet. So again, it's like a massive boost for our deflationary mechanisms on top of the increase in reflections and the manual burn. But it could be a significant win, particularly as a project gains volume, you could get some really juicy lottery pools running. But this is all automated, Currently being fed out into Telegram, but in the future we're planning to have a web page where you'll be able to see the lottery draws and the winners. And then in the future we'll look to do something with the app as well. There is also one tiny little element which we've added to the lottery, that every 5th ticket that gets produced, if it comes in, we'll send the lottery pool as reflections to all holders. So basically there's a community ticket being generated on every 5th ticket that's produced, and if that comes in, then the pool of tokens that's accumulated will get distributed to everyone, which is pretty cool, because you've then got some strong burns going on, a high probability of a buyer winning the total fund, and a low probability, but it's nice to be in there, that engages everyone. Reflections can go out to the entire community. So that's kind of like kingdoms at launch, but obviously as it continues to evolve, we can update all of those mechanisms that we've placed.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. I think I got the gist of it. You were cut down a lot at the very beginning there.
Right. Did anybody else have issues there with my mic? Was it cutting out for everyone?
Yeah, it just sounded more robotic there in the middle, like just, or low signal, but fairly clear.
Just loop down then, and then all to the lottery. 70% of that goes out to the winner. You get a ticket if you buy 10 billion or more HODL, and there's every 5th ticket will be a win that sends reflections to everybody. The odds of winning are 5%, and it basically pays out when a winner is found.
So is there a winner each time, or is there a carryover if there was no winner chosen?
It's the winners based on a 5% win ratio. So let's say one ticket, and we could use Chainlink for security reasons for finding the winner effectively. To not make it too expensive, we run that winning check every 5th go. So every 5th ticket that's produced, it will look for a winner, and all the tickets that are produced at that point have a 5% chance of winning. So if they do win, they get it. If they don't, it carries on until the winner's been selected at 5% chance, which is quite cool, because that will just grow. So more tickets will get minted, more purchases will be made. The lottery pool will grow, which obviously is great for buy pressure, because people will want to have tickets in the lottery as it grows. Particularly if somebody puts like 10 grand on the chart, that will put like $100 of HODL into the lottery. So people will want to have tickets to have a 5% chance of winning that. It's pretty cool. Okay, next question.
When HODL stable coin?
Give me a real nice question. Not in 2022, I'd have thought. HODL stablecoin. What was it? HUSD.
That's the one. HUSD. Might be better using GDP actually, because it looks like England are going to lead the way and allowing them to use cryptos and decentralized wallets and that.
Is that if what's his face gets in? Sunak.
Well, I don't think he will. I think the wife will get him. He's about high taxes and all that, isn't he? And that's not conservative. That's not conservative. Doesn't matter. Whoever gets him, we're going to fuck over. That's for sure.
Any more questions from anyone?
Yeah, don't be shy. This is the format. Maybe a lot of, I know a lot of people are listening in at work or whatever in a mixed environment, but if you have anything, it's, again, no question is a dumb question. If you've got concerns, it's a good format to get those out. If you've got kudos or thank yous or hell yeahs or way to goes, good format. There was a question, I don't know, Adam, if this is the right format, but somebody had a pretty interesting question in the chat, is will we add to the claim claim HODL, claim BNB, or will we add maybe claim HODL X? You know what I mean? And I guess that's something you and I should talk about yesterday, but I thought that was a pretty interesting.
I can't believe it's never been brought up before.
Yeah, I know. And I like, why didn't I think of that? Because I think of a lot of stuff, but yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. So I guess that's something we'll discuss a little bit more, but so yeah, simple things like that. Like somebody just has a thought and puts it in the main chat, and then that could end up becoming part of the project. And so many of the things, like our Fibonacci pool cap, came from, an investor, a hodler. So you guys, again, if you don't want to ask up in here or whatever, put it in the main chat, because we pay attention to this stuff. We're all investors, but just something simple like that. Will we add HODL X to the claim page? Shit, I think it's brilliant. I don't know if it's possible, but I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, so it's on the roadmap to have multiple payout options, and the idea is that you'll be able to take payment in the form of HODL, HODL X, NFTs. Plus, if we're working with partners on through the DEX and the swap, that they may stump up tokens that we can distribute at a preferential rate in collections. I did see that query and was going to sort of say yes, it's on the roadmap, but I don't know how it's going to work yet, because at the moment, when you make claims, it comes directly off the HODL contract, and obviously the HODL X and the NFT contract are separate contracts. So it's just something we basically need to do some R&D on, which we haven't done at this stage. But yeah, it's on the roadmap that you'll have multiple options for payout. Sure.
Very good. That's exciting. And that's just it too. If it's an idea, or in that case, a question, right? A question is an idea. A lot of times, it may not be immediately feasible or doable, but it is maybe possible. And like I say, no question is a wrong or a bad question. It's just very interesting. So it's very cool to think that we could claim BNB, claim HODL, claim NFTs, and or HODL X. That is that adds to utility big time. So that's exciting news.
When we claim 10 billion, we don't join in the lottery pool, isn't it? Because it's tax free.
It's on buys.
It's only on buys. So
yeah.
So maybe in the future you can add an option as well. The people can pay certain amount of percentage and they join in a lottery as well.
Yeah, on reinvestments. Yeah, because reinvestments come from the contracts.
Yeah,
it's possible, I guess.
it's just one idea. I don't know if it works, but
well, we're going to build in betting into the claim process. Like the idea being that you can, if you're feeling lucky, you can get your reward, but then you can bet that reward and hopefully win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever X.
Hello.
Hiya. Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Do you want to ask a question?
Yeah. I want to ask a question. Why now that is the new how am I gonna call it right now? The money that's supposed to go for the marketing now has been removed. How is that going to because how does this mean that there's no going to be more no marketing for the coin again, because everything has been moved to the lottery?
Yeah, I don't know if you were here when I explained that, and it's in the announcement as well on the website, but we've created a pool of 25 trillion tokens that's been sent to the marketing wallet. So the marketing wallet's tracked and labeled on BSC scan, but we've sent 25 trillion tokens so that the marketing wallet can claim BNB for marketing. So that way it's a more efficient contract transactional model, because at the moment the bot sells tokens and then sends the sold liquefied tokens and the BNB it receives to the BNB reward pool in the marketing wallet, and then reflections come from the contract. But now more tokens will go to the lottery function, and we don't send and liquefy tokens to the marketing. It should make the contract more optimized, but we're effectively achieving the same result, because the marketing wallet is able to claim BNB to use solely for marketing, and that all happens within that wallet. And those 25 trillion tokens, hopefully we'll be able to lock them and take them out of circulating supply as well. So we've removed the marketing from the front end transaction tax model and put it on the back as a BNB claim to basically build into the front end of our transaction model the 1% for the burn lottery.
Okay, all right. So sorry to ask this question, but it's just generally just part of the market. Any sign of a bull run coming to the market this year from all the indication of this bear with the Fed hiking the interest rate about 75%? Is there any a bullish signal for the whole market this year?
Well, yeah, people say so. I don't really pay too much attention because we're not in control of it. We're trying to create our own bull run. We're 300% up in the bear market because of our efforts. So the focus is to put the focus into continuing that effort, get the price up through our own initiative. And then if all these commentators are right about the bull run happening soon or this year, then when it happens, we'll be in a great position to capitalize on it. But I don't really pay too much attention because it's not in our control, and everybody says, "Oh, this will happen, that will happen," and it very rarely happens like that. So I'd be amazed if there wasn't a bull run this year. That would be quite surprising to me. But we'll just focus on delivering the best we can, whether that's in a bear market, a bull market, whatever. But yeah, certainly because of how things have gone in this bear market and the growth we've seen, when we do have a bull market, we're going to be in a brilliant position for it.
Okay. Any plan to reduce the sell pressure on holders? Currently, it's just too much pressure on holders. You know, when it goes up and the rate it depreciates is something I don't know. Like, is there any plan to reduce the sell pressure on that on the holders?
Well, yeah, I would kind of say that everything that we're doing is to make our project more attractive. So, for example, the stuff that we've announced today makes HODL a better project, which in turn will reduce sell pressure because you're a part of a really amazing project. And that's kind of been reflected in the charts. In the last 35 days, we've only gone up since we've been delivering this much stuff. So if we continue developing the project and the ecosystem, then people aren't going to want to sell because they know that this project's got huge potential. The only red candles we've had in the last 35 days are because of BNB's price going down. Like, our community's got strong hands for this project because they see what we're building, and we're going to continue with that.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Hi, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
Hello.
Yeah, please ask.
Okay. First of all, I just wanted to thank you for all the time that you're putting in the project. You're doing an amazing job. Not only the time that you're spending in the chat, but also the different promotions and all that stuff. So that's a tremendous job. Because hello. Cut off.
Yeah, sorry, I said thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Okay, the question to you is, I know it's just like maybe a stupid question, or maybe it's been asked before because I just joined the chat. Is regarding joining the listing the token on one of those the big exchanges like Binance and stuff. The reason I'm asking is I was on the Twitter one time, and I was listening to the Binance CEO, and he was saying that if there's a legit project, maybe it's a smaller one, we might look into it and ready to invest or ready to just go ahead with the listing and stuff like that. Is there something like that you can just approach them and then just since a legit project and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, listing on Binance is one of our core aims. So we're sort of doing some stuff in the background to move that along slowly and increase Binance's awareness of our project. But there's probably 2, maybe 3 things that we feel need to happen before we would want to approach and pay the fees, which a typical listing on Binance is around $2 million. So obviously that's a big issue.
No, but I was referring to his interview where he was saying that he's ready to look into the projects which are maybe smaller or they can't afford the fee, but they are legit projects and they're in the market for a long time. That was my first question.
Yeah.
And the second one was that if there's like the kind of community that we have, if we contribute a little bit, all of us, whatever we can afford, or if we can set a limit for that, and then let's see how the community responds to that. If they're willing to contribute a little bit, so that we can all be investing on some exchanges and stuff like that. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, it's something we looked at, but the other thing I was going to say is that we're not going to list on any more exchanges until we have our own market making technology and arbitrage technology.
Okay, all right.
So we'll build that once this lottery's live. That will be one of the next main focuses is building market.
Or maybe like let's say if we just suspend the claim feature for a little bit time, so that all the money should go to that little towards the contribution towards the you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of that. I think to sort of just turn off claims is a bit.
Yeah, because since we have all other avenues of like returns and stuff, so like
Yeah, it's like I said, something we're looking at, but it's like a step process. We're not going to start applying to Binance until we're ready, and being ready, a big part of that is how we manage our exchanges. That needs to improve, and that's going to come in part from developing the technology that we need because again, you have to fund that technology, you have to fund to have market making bots running, and then you have issues with arbitrage on exchanges. Plus, you have to do all the LP provision. So we need to get that technology built, which is something we're looking at. In fact, I'm going to have a meeting on that today, a second meeting on that. It's going to be like possibly, if worse than the top 3 items that we'll be trying to execute after this week will be developing technology for our exchange listings. And then once that's in place, yeah, definitely let's look at that next stage, which is to get on the big ones. We're not going to list on more of these small or mid-tier exchanges. The next exchange we're going to get will be at worst a top 10, ideally a top 5.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for explaining everything in detail. Appreciate your answers.
No problem. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, to piggyback on that question, I did see the subtlety you put in one of your tweets over the weekend. Was very gentle, but you did tag CZ and ask him basically who else has paid out 20,000 BNB to their holders, right? And so we have to be subtle, you know, when CZ gets pounded on, we're just not ready. But Adam, I did see that. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but that was a nice little subtlety to just tap on CZ's door and let him know we've moved 20,000 of his tokens through our system as far in reference to rewards, right? Which is about $3 million or so worth of BNB.
Yes, that was kind of what I was getting at. We're doing a degree of that. So
yeah, I saw that.
Doing some quality marketing that he will, on a numbers game basis, is going to end up seeing. But also, we've been continuing to do a lot of Twitter marketing, but we actually started as a bit of a train of thought down the route of increasing visibility to Binance. The influencers that we are engaging and that we're encouraging to get messages out about our project, they're either Binance influencers or they're people that have CZ as a follower. So we've actually worked with a number of those as well recently to kind of like ensure that we're getting seen by the team at Binance and CZ directly. It's part of that kind of roadmap.
Yeah, and I see those things. I don't know how many people do them. So it's I always call it the pieces of the puzzle. You know, they're being gently placed. Because someone like CZ, you don't just kick his door down and demand his attention. But all these little pieces of the puzzle, you know, we're very methodical and systematic about this stuff. We know where we want to be. We will get there. And it's laying breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? It's very smart and methodical how HODL, the entire project, is paving our path for the future. So you guys just pay attention to these little subtleties and you'll see that that we're aiming for the stars and the sun and the moon, and it just takes time, application, people, and money.
Okay, so most of it revolves around hard work. But yeah, we're feeling pretty bullish. Is my next question. So we've got your God on here, we've got Deck on here, AJ Tim, and you guys want to?
There are a couple questions typed in the main chat, and perhaps, like I say, people are at work or something and can't actually talk.
I don't know if you all can hear me. I got a terrible Wi-Fi connection.
Oh yeah.
I was just saying what's up. I'm just saying hi to everyone. Hope you all having a good morning. Appreciate all the work, Adam and Ken. Yeah, just saying hi. But I don't have any questions.
All right. Thanks for all the help with Twitter recently as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I never had Twitter before HODL, but I see what the other projects are doing, maintain the trending, and as much as it doesn't affect me. I do believe it affects people, and we, keeping our momentum up and keeping our name in the top, it just only strengthens everything for when that windfall of investors come in and they pull up Twitter and they see us all over the place. I think it's definitely just one of many building blocks you should not take for granted. It's, popping in there, make a good tweet, paste it around a few times. If we all do that, 25 to 100 times a day, we have a real good foundation, I think. And especially for those, if when down the road, things like Binance or other things, it does matter when they see that we've had a good, strong, representation on Twitter. I think it just behooves us all. So I'm trying to do my part, guys.
Yeah, man, you're doing stellar. I'm looking right now. There's 777 people online. Imagine if everyone sent one per day, just one. You do 100, right? You do 50. Adam would do his 4,000, but if if everybody else just did one social media tweet, or at least Twitter, right? That would be the 777 online. The power, the voices of the people. I mean, saturating social media like we're doing. We got eyes on us. That 100% without a doubt, we have eyes on.
And even just hopping on, even if you don't want to tweet or you don't think you have a lot of followers, just jump on, retweet somebody's thing, put a like, just comment something. It doesn't even, you don't have to comment much. You can just drop an emoji or a meme or a photo, but all of that interaction with the original tweet. So it's exponential growth, like in terms of the way that, what do they call it? Not interactions, but they have some word that they use for that. But yeah, you don't have to do much. Take 5 minutes, retweet a bunch of stuff that Adam wrote, like it, quote tweet it, tag a few people in there. It adds up quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a quick question. For those of us that are staking our HODL in, is there any piece on the roadmap to get reflections in those wallets?
You do already. So when you oh, sorry, let me get this right, because we've got so many arms to our ecosystem now. Are you talking about stacking your rewards or
No, I'm talking about so I've got all my HODL stacked on the DEX to earn HODL X.
Yeah. So there's a belief that we can develop a way for you to get those reflections when you put them on the DEX, which will use a similar method to what we've done on reward stacking. So you get reflections when you stack your rewards. So yeah, we're looking at implementing that in the not too distant future.
Incredible. Thank you for all the work you guys do too. My God.
Pleasure. It's all fun and game.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
When you stack your HODL on HODL X or the DEX, do those coins come out of circulation to help with the pricing?
No, because they don't meet the kind of like definition of out of circulation, really, in terms of they're not locked as such. From my understanding of definitions,
they're I guess the term may be non-custodial.
Yeah, so like there's no, you can take them out at any moment, can't you? So they're not. I thought about this myself. Like, I don't know whether if the pools were, say, for like a 90-day period, whether that would qualify. I think some of these things are a little bit grey, and if you read the methodologies of CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, which is really what it all comes down to, because they're the ones that display this stuff best, or it's most important to have it displayed with. The methodologies are a little bit vague and unclear on that, but my understanding is that it might be possible if the pools have like time locks on them, but as they are, I don't think it's applicable, because you can just unlock them. You can just go and extract and harvest, at will. But we are looking at that, because it would be good to lock the 25 trillion that we've put into the marketing wallet and take those out of circulating.
Right. And that kind of brings me to another question. Is it advantageous to, like, if I'm staking my HODL on DEX, to then take it off every 7 days to get the BNB and then put it back?
So basically, when you take it off the DEX, when you unstake it, the contract will calculate a new claim window. So basically, from the moment that you've unstaked it on the DEX, you'll have to wait a new 7 days to be able to claim BNB from the reward pool. Otherwise, it would be a nightmare. People could be staking, earn their money, come out, get the BNB. You're basically you're double dipping.
Right.
So when you come out, it will start the claim date clock again to a maximum of the claim period, which is currently 7 days. That's also if when we added the code, we had a scenario. This was an interesting one. So we had when you stake your tokens on the DEX, it leaves one token in your wallet. That's because we felt it was a bit unfair that it would put your balance to 0, and therefore we would lose numbers on our holders count, even though these people are remaining as holders. So when you put your tokens on the DEX, it keeps one token in your wallet to retain the fact that you are still a holder. What happened then is that there's a rule around how the claim clock works. If you look at the white paper, whereby if you disproportionately increase the size of your bag, it will delay your next claim. and that's so people don't load up their bags just before they're about to claim. Now the issue we had is that because you've got one token in your wallet, if you stake them, if you were to buy any more tokens in that wallet, let's say even just 1 billion, you've gone from one token in that wallet to 1 billion. And it was adding a massive amount of delays onto people's claim dates. So what we've done is basically when you unstake, it will reset your clock to 7 days. So that's just nothing to add, and that was added. So anyone who suffered from that issue, if you now unstake, it will reset to 7 days. But yeah, it would basically be giving twice the money away if people could take the money out staking and do a claim on the BNB straight away.
Now, has there ever been like a thought to have, because I'm wondering in my world, my small little investing world in HODL, is what's the admin, and I don't really know that. Is there ever been a thought of a calculator designed to help out an investor?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. There's kind of two things there. Firstly, it's almost like a challenge. I kind of smiled when you said that. Like, you're like, where's best to place my money? We want people to be in a positive way, thinking, oh, I've got options here. What's the best option for me? That's like a sign of a good ecosystem, is that people want to regularly evaluate the best opportunities to make money for them. That's healthy. But in terms of calculators, there should be calculators both on each pool on the DEX. There's a little calculator icon, and you can play with that and sort of change the metrics and get different forecasts. But also on the homepage of the HODL website, towards the bottom, there's a live calculator based on the reward pool. So as long as you use those two sets of calculators, you should be able to see what your returns are going to be.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks for the information.
No worries. Any more questions, guys? Otherwise, I've got one more reveal before the end of the.
A quick question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, mate?
Cool deal. I'm one of the ones that was at work and kind of mad that I missed the beginning of your AMA. Is this being recorded by chance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, cool deal. Okay. Thank you.
The two of us are recording it, so we'll definitely make sure it gets out in socials and gets on the main page.
All right, then. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, Jeff.
I got one more question. Any thought of adding a link to the rewards claim on HODLtoken.net from HODLX?
Yeah, I mean, the DEX is currently like a separate platform, and we can kind of refine them and do those sorts of things, and we probably should, because they're quite easy to do. But really, the goal is that all of these platforms will become one single platform. So the games will get integrated into the main site, the DEX will get integrated, and the dashboard, and potentially the store. The store, put a question mark around for now. So we're kind of we might make a few enhancements along those lines. Like, for example, somebody mentioned about the betting. The betting needs to be clearer on the DEX website because it's a subdomain. But we're kind of slightly more focused on, rightly or wrongly, on the merger and getting them all into one platform, because that will kind of put us into a position when we can create a single app, which is a progressive web app version of that single platform, and you'll have everything in one place. That's like the ultimate goal, is to make it all easier and more accessible. Yeah, probably the smart thing to do would be between now and then, because that's a massive job, would be to put some like more useful gateways between the platforms, so that people can be funneled between them all a bit easier. Always, mate. You're right.
Okay. I've got a thought. Get the volume and more BNB in the pot. Have we thought of creating like a HODL, get a developer in, have a miner that maybe 1% payback?
I may have already built one. Yeah, we're trying to develop it further. But yeah, we're gonna add a miner to our ecosystem once I've finished work on it.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a BNB miner to invest. Maybe something that's a gimmick, just get us out there a little bit more builds, and just be really honest and say, look, it's just a gimmick to get more people in, to raise investment, the people in HODL. Maybe they'll start to play more HODL. If you buy, you have to invest. You only get HODL, you invest in HODL in a vault, and you get minute a day daily.
Yeah, so basically, we've already built a BNB miner, but we're trying to be more. I want it to be more innovative than currently what else is out there. And there's a couple of concepts we're working on which will really support the HODL ecosystem. So we've built a basic BNB miner, but I'm not happy. It's not enough at the moment for me. So we're continuing to develop and add extra innovation to it before we're going to look to release it.
Good. I'm just thinking of even if we only put it 0.5%, because you get all these gimmicks of 8% a day. You might get big investors for 0.5% a day, if then a 2-year project
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. And this is the thing. Like, it's not. We don't just fork, because there's lots of miners out there. We don't just fork a miner and throw it into our pot. We want to add a miner to our ecosystem, but then add additional features to it that are specific to benefiting our ecosystem. And it's that bit that's next, which is why we've not done anything with it yet, because I'm not happy just to throw out another miner. It needs to be a miner that benefits the HODL ecosystem in a big way. And that's if you earlier I mentioned that the market making technology, the arbitrage technology that we're going to be building is like in the top 3. And that's because the BNB mine is also in that sort of top 3, along with something else.
Brilliant. Again, guys, I've got to go. I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks, mate. Bye. So a cheeky little reveal there about something that's currently being worked on in the HODL labs. Right, I'm going to give you guys a bit of an update on something else, and then I'm probably going to have to head off unless there's any more questions. Yeah, so the final thing is we've basically, for the betting games, which we need to start marketing a bit more and integrate into our ecosystem perhaps a little better. But yeah, for the betting games and for the new lottery system, we're using Chainlink as a secure way to do random number checks and generation. That's pretty standard. You don't want to do like random number generation within a contract. It's a bit of a security risk. So we're using Chainlink for that, which is pretty cool. And we were discussing internally, actually contacting Chainlink about, a form of partnership. But we're actually now having a conversation with Chainlink. They actually approached us, having seen some of what we've been doing recently. And we're going to be having conversations around HODL joining Chainlink's, let me find what's the right word for it, Chainlink Labs, and effectively a small partnership. So yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to mention, that basically by looks of it, hopefully we're going to be doing something with Chainlink in the future, which will be integrated into our lottery, our betting stuff, and more in a form of partnership, plus being part of their labs program. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because to have a relationship with a project like that and to work with them on innovation could be a real opportunity for our project and give us huge credibility. So another good bit of news that's come up in the last 24 hours there.
Well, that is good news.
Yeah. I mean, on our roadmap, it does say that we're looking for one more major partnership. And if we can work closely with them and establish a major partnership, then that would definitely tick that box. So there are your updates for the day. A lot going on. We're just, as I say, in the background doing final testing on the lottery. We'll send an announcement as soon as that goes live. So grab your tickets. We'll send out all the details so you can enjoy that. The project is, you're going to be getting a load more reflections going forward. The BNB pool, I don't think will be affected by this change, but with any changes that we make, we monitor them. Our approach is that we let the numbers do the talking. We see how numbers perform, and that's how we make some of our decisions rather than finger in the air stuff. So we're going to be analysing the performance of these changes based on some of the figures and information we've collected. These look like really positive changes to make, and that's why we've made them. However, we will continue to analyze those and see how they fundamentally benefit our investment community. But the myriad of changes that we're looking to make here will certainly see our token become increasingly deflationary. The burn wallet will grow. As that burn wallet grows, it will also be pulling in more reflections, and we're going to be sending out more tokens to everyone as reflections. And then obviously the lottery is going to be a great way to increase bribe pressure and give some extra benefit to people that can enter. So I'm going to head off. I've actually got a call, as I mentioned, with the team at Chainlink coming up, and we will keep you announced if we get accepted and integrated into their labs program, which looks like I think we will. And yeah, as soon as the lottery is live and the transaction tax changes are made, we'll share the announcement, and you can all enjoy those. So thanks, everybody. I'll open up just for one more question, or one or two more questions if anyone's got anything. Otherwise, I'll probably be heading off to crack on. So anyone got one or two more questions before I shoot off?
Yeah, I'm in love.
It's getting like we've done quite a good chunk of our roadmap now, so it's kind of like, actually, yeah, maybe we can find some time out to get our own lamps made. I'll be honest with you, Dak. I actually googled I googled how you can have lamps made with like our logo and stuff. So it's coming. Maybe it'll be good to have lamps flying out for Christmas.
You can make a laugh. I'm in a £20,000 trade here on FX, and you're making me laugh. Stop it.
You can make a lava lamp with little HODL thing around in the
Yeah.
lava lamp. That'd be pretty cool.
For sure. I'd love that. Okay, guys, I'm going to head off. Thanks very much for joining. Have a good weekend. If we don't get to have an order or anything before the weekend, and we'll post announcements once these contract upgrades and new features are pushed out. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, dude.
Yeah, man. See you guys in the chat. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting. And let's have some fun while this thing grows, because we're going to keep growing. Let's have fun and get it done, and catch you on the next one.